Lady Esther presents the Screen Guild Players. The Lady Esther Screen Guild play tonight, China Seas. The starring players.
This is Clark Gable.
This is Lucille Ball.
Douglas Dumbrill.
And this is Anna Lee.
Tonight, Lady Esther presents the Screen Guild Players in Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer's famous motion picture, China Seas, a stirring romantic tale of adventure in the Far East during the year 1930. It stars Clark Gable as Captain Alan Gaskell, Lucille Ball as China Doll, Anna Lee as Sybil Barclay, Douglas Dumbrill as Jamesy, and Herbert Rawlinson as Sir Guy. The Lady Esther Screen Guild Players in China Seas.
Let's face it, the SS Kin Lung was nobody's dream boat on the freight run from Hong Kong to Singapore, barnacled, rusty, and down at the heels like everything else in the China Seas. Still, I guess I was sort of proud of her. You see, I was captain of the tired old tub. That particular morning I went on board, I was toting a bit of a cargo myself, a hangover after a 3-day binge. And I wasn't feeling exactly friendly, so I went to my cabin, slammed the door, and...
Hello, Lammy. Don't stare. It's me, China Doll.
What the devil are you doing aboard? Didn't we say goodbye last night?
Yeah, but you were drunk. I thought maybe you'd kind of like to say it sober, huh?
Come on, get going. We're pulling out in a few minutes.
What's the rush? What is it? Got someone else on board? Alan, I told you if you ever...
Now, just a minute, Dolly. You know, as far as I'm concerned, you're number one girl in the archipelago. But I don't remember making any vows to you, or asking for any either.
Well, I'm sorry. You're round.
Well, that's more like it. Now, come on, Nuisance. Overside with you.
Oh, but Alan, what'll I do with my ticket?
Ticket?
It's all paid for and everything.
I knew you had something up your sleeve. Come on, I'll get your money back.
But I've got a job in Singapore.
No.
It's a contract at the vaudeville.
No.
Honest, I won't come near you, Alan. They won't even guess that we know each other.
No.
Honest, honey. Oh, okay, big boy. You win. Just a pipe dream, I guess, that's all. Only last night you were so nice to me, I thought that maybe you kind of...
All right, all right.
You mean I can?
Well, you've got a ticket and a job. Maybe I've got no right
Oh,
to...
Lammy.
Say, cut it out. Will you
That's
stop
wonderful.
wrestling me around?
Alan, I'm so happy. Wait, I know what I need.
Hey, that's my locker. What's the idea?
Well, relax. I'm just getting one of my cigarettes.
Yours. Well, who put them there?
Well, you see, I was waiting to say goodbye, and I sort of had them in my hand, and I...
A dozen tins, enough to last a month.
Well, after all, I might need them, Lammy. Especially if I sort of happen to make the round trip.
I guess I might have been sore, Dolly, but right then I had my hands pretty full getting the King on ready for sea. We were loaded down to the deck rails that trip. A lot of passengers, too. Important passengers. Mr. Willett of the Royal Canadian Bank.
We've got the gold on board, Captain Gaskell. We've stored it just the way we planned.
Sir Guy, the managing director of the line.
Get her out of the harbor, then come down to my cabin. The way you look, Alan, you need a drink.
And Jamesy McArdle, who shipped a lot of stuff with us.
The only boat the pirates never dared to raid. Gaskell, I wouldn't sail with any captain but you.
Yes, sir, I had plenty on my mind that trip. And then all of a sudden, I had some more.
Captain Gaskell, sir.
Yes?
Port captain told me to report to you, sir. Replacement for your third officer.
You're Davids, aren't you? Tom Davids?
Yes, sir.
I need a man, and they send me a punching bag.
This is my first chance in over a year, sir. I know these waters better than most. My record was as good as any for 10 years. It's only that one thing.
Got a uniform?
Well, nothing clean, sir.
Get one of mine.
Captain, to my guy and
Forget it. Report to Mr. Dawson.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Must be getting soft and crazy. Anytime I take on a guy like that.
Alan Gaskell. It is Alan, isn't it?
Sybil Barclay.
And this is your ship?
Well, yes. I'm captain of this tub. But you, What are you doing out here?
Just traveling. I've been just traveling for some time.
I heard about Bart. I always meant to write.
I understand. We used to talk about you, wonder what you were doing. And now you can tell me all about it yourself. Oh, not just this moment. I know you're busy now, but later. I'll expect to see a good deal of you, Alan. A very great deal, even if you are the captain.
Sybil Barkley. One of all the people in...
Alan, it's past sailing time. Can't you get this confounded boat out of the harbor? Why, what's the matter? You look as though you'd seen a ghost.
I have.
Greetings, Toots. Here's the girlfriend.
Dolly, you can slam that door again on the way out.
You're busy, huh?
Very busy.
Or too busy for me?
You're catching on.
But not for that snooty English dame.
I thought we'd be getting around to her.
Well, who does she think she is, anyway? She looks like she's smelling a dead fish or something.
In this environment, it's highly possible.
And the way you've been fussing over her, giving her the royal suite. How does she rate that?
We used to be good friends. Her husband, too.
Oh, well, her husband don't seem to cramp her style none.
He's dead.
Oh. Oh, I guess she looks pretty good to you, huh? Sort of different from, well, from the rest of us, maybe, huh?
Maybe. Dolly, did you ever see an English river?
No, I guess I don't get around very much.
Well, it's cool and clear and clean. Put a stream like that alongside any river out here, dirty, yellow, muddy. You'll see the difference.
You mean that... Say, are you trying to call
Got
me
it,
a
Dolly.
dirty
Put that
yellow...
down. Hey, a heavy ashtray like that, anyone would think you were mad.
No, I ain't mad, not yet. But you keep cracking wise like that, and I'm apt to forget that I'm a lady.
No question about it, Dolly had her claws out all right. And she was keeping them sharpened with straight scotch. But I managed to keep her away from Sybil till the second night out. We were sitting in the passengers' lounge, and Sir Guy was on his favorite yarn.
Yes, madam, right in these very waters. The pirates killed every white man aboard except the captain, and then scuttled the ship.
Pirates? In this day and age? Oh, it's incredible.
It's a fact. All kinds of pirates around. Say, Jamesy, old Trambo, another snort?
Sure, Dolly, why not?
Alan, is it really true what the guy says?
Well, Sybil, we keep an armed guard at all times.
Oh, these pirates are blasted clever, you know. You'd never guess how they identify each other.
How?
By matching halves of a 100-pound note.
Oh, I don't believe it. You're ribbing me.
Oh, not at all, my dear. Ask anyone.
All right, I will. Oh, officer,
Yes, madam?
will you tell me about the ship that was scuttled and the one man who escaped?
Well, I'm afraid you'll have to excuse me. I'm sorry, madam.
Oh, that's strange. Did I offend him? He seemed so...
Sybil, that was Tom Davids, captain of the ship we were talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt him.
Oh, think nothing of it, Mrs. Barkley. Anything goes out here. Am I right, Alan?
Quite right. Sybil, if you find us a little rough...
Oh, no, I think it's all very romantic. So very alive. So very primitive, you know.
Primitive. Say, Alan, tell her about that Putang joint. The battle of the century. Jamesy, you were there.
Sure. Gaskell must have been out for an hour.
That's libel. I came to in 40 minutes.
What a night. Oh, it was all very romantic. So very alive. So very primitive, you know. Not like a weekend at Lady Spankin' you know.
Cut it, Dolly.
It's all right, Alan. Miss Portland, you must be very fond of him.
Yeah, how do you know?
To humiliate yourself like this. Now, if you'll all excuse me, I'll see you later, Alan.
Sure, he knows where the royal suite is. The first trip down, I had it myself.
Dolly, you keep showing your teeth, and maybe I'll forget that you're a lady.
Oh, shut up.
Sorry, folks. Good night.
Oh, Alan, wait. I'm coming along.
Sure, let him go. Let them all go. Go on, Jamesy, join the parade.
No, not me. I've always liked you, Dolly. I wouldn't quit like some guys we know.
Say, we ought to have a drink on that, huh?
Oh, sure. I got some good stuff in my cabin.
Come on, let's go.
You're sure now you haven't had enough?
Say, I can drink you right under the table for 20 pounds cash. You want to call it that, huh?
Okay, a bet. No, not me, Dolly. No more for me. I got enough.
Then I beat you, Jamesy. Come on, pay off. Come on.
All right. Now just give me a chance to get my wallet out.
20 pounds cash. Count it
Got it
out.
right here. 5 pounds. 10.
Yeah.
50.
Jamesy, no, you can't pass
All right,
out
I'm
now.
not passing.
Come on, wake up, Jamesy.
I'm all right.
Okay, then I'm going to take it myself. Don't worry, I won't take too much. Just this other 5 that I... Gee, half a £100 note. That's what they use for...
What's the matter, Dolly?
Oh.
You think I was going to... That my wallet you've got?
I was just taking what I won from you, Jamesy. Honest,
That's all you took.
Mm-hmm.
That isn't all you saw.
I don't know what you're talking about,
A certain
Jamesy.
half of a £100 note.
Oh, Jamesy, let's quit joking. I don't want to hear another
You've
word.
got to now. There's a £500,000 in gold in this boat. I've had my share of these shipments before. I'll cut you in on this one, Dolly.
Not me. I'm smart enough to stay out of anything like this.
Okay, but if you're out, you're in.
Oh,
It's awful dark out there right now. Be pretty easy to drop you over the rail.
well, in a case like that, you know, I think you got yourself a partner, Jamesy.
It's lovely up here on deck, Alan. It's so warm and the moon is so large.
Well, everything's a little overdone out here. Gets a little tiresome after a while. Now, I've been thinking of heading for England this spring.
Oh, Alan, I'm glad. Are you going alone?
Alone.
I thought perhaps that girl.
I'd be a fool to deny her, Sybil. It's all pretty obvious, I suppose.
Rather. But then I didn't expect you to be a hermit out here, not in the China Seas.
Thanks. Sybil, when I knew you 5 years ago, you must have known how I felt. You must have guessed why I resigned and disappeared.
Yes. I might have broken Bart's heart if you hadn't gone.
And now that we've met again, if I thought there was the slightest chance...
Alan, let me undo a lie I told. I'm not just traveling. That's not true. I've been following a memory in my heart. I traced you out here. I found your ship because I love you, Alan. Because I've always loved you.
Sybil.
Oh, Alan. Alan, I'm so glad.
We're going home, darling. We're going home.
Alan,
You in here again?
I've been waiting for you.
Don't you ever give up. Beat it before I...
Don't turn on the light. I've got something to tell you.
It's funny, but I'm afraid of the dark. Oh, pardon me. Were you going?
Alan, you've got to listen to me. I took a big chance coming in here. I might have got heaved overboard.
Well, don't increase the risk by staying. Your little pal, Jamesy, will be missing you.
You fool. I only came here to tell you that...
I'm quite aware of that, but you picked the wrong cabin.
Go on, go on.
Jamesy McCardle is on the next deck.
Go on, keep it up. You're talking yourself right out of something.
I hope so. Good night.
You... Just wait. I'll fix you. I'll take you down a peg or two.
Good night.
You'll be lower than a coolie. Lower than David. You'll be crawling on your hands and knees. You just wait.
The curtain falls on Act 1. And now the spotlight is on you. Are you sensitive about your skin? Sensitive about exposing your face to bright lights? If so, listen to this important message from Lady Esther.
I'd like to prove to you that Lady Esther face cream is the most beautifying cream you've ever used. I'd like to prove that this one cream is all you need for the complete daily care of your skin. You don't need one preparation to open the pores, another to close the pores, and still another to firm and freshen the texture of your skin. All you need is one scientific cream that works with nature and really helps nature, that thoroughly cleans out the tiny pore openings, that removes the hidden dirt and impurities which cause enlarged pores. And that's exactly what Lady Esther Four-Purpose Face Cream does. It cleans the skin so thoroughly that nature, in grateful response, shows immediate, exciting improvement in the appearance of your skin. And as I said before, I'd like to prove it. So I ask you to make the Lady Esther patch test. Just rub a little Lady Esther four-purpose face cream on one part of your face, like your forehead or one cheek. Rub it on, wipe it off, and then see and feel the difference. See how much fresher and clearer that part of your skin looks than all the skin around it. Feel how the dry, rough flakes are gone, how baby smooth and silky that patch of skin has become to your touch. And remember, what happens to that one cheek will happen to your entire face when you use Lady Esther face cream. For one, it thoroughly cleans your skin. 2, it softens your skin. 3, it helps nature refine the pores. And 4, it leaves a perfect base for powder. When you make the patch test, you'll see the translucent clarity of your skin, the new petal-smooth loveliness. You'll see this sparkling difference with your own eyes in just 30 seconds, half a minute, with the Lady Esther patch test.
And now, Lady Esther presents the second act of China Sea, starring Clark Gable, Lucille Ball, Douglas Dumbrill, and Anna Lee. Captain Gaskell continues our story.
Sure, I was a pretty big guy, all right, kicking Dolly around like that. But I didn't feel so good the following morning. I got the other end of the stick myself. I was on the bridge when it started. First, a few shots. Then from somewhere, old David's yelling.
Pirates! The king's dirty swine!
Then they were swarming all over the ship. Didn't take them long. They caught us completely by surprise. Almost before I knew what had happened, they had us locked up in the wheelhouse. Myself and Sir Guy.
Alan, it's incredible. Absolutely incredible.
I believe that's been said before, Sir Guy.
All these men were hidden in the hold. They had it all worked out. First the wireless, then the crew, and then stopping the boat so that fishing junk could pull alongside with the rest of their gang.
You know, there's something funny about it.
If you have an exceptional sense of humor.
No, I mean, didn't you notice every one of their guns came out of our gunroom?
Ours?
That's right. And that gunroom has a solid steel door. They couldn't break that down, and besides...
Besides what? What is it, Alan?
Look out there. That lifeboat.
Why, there's blood dripping from it. Someone's hiding up there.
Must be one of our men.
Careful, Alan. We've got company.
Now, sorry, old boy. No savvy, Malay. Don't, any of you fellows speak English? You hear that, Sir Guy? They don't know what I'm saying. You know, I could talk to that chap out there.
Alan, don't take any chances.
I'll look right at the chief. He'll think I'm talking to him. You out there in that lifeboat, whoever you are, this is Captain Gaskell talking. There's a pouch of Mills bombs in the seat locker of that boat. If you're not too badly hurt, watch your chance and let them have it. I'll hold these beggars as long as I can.
No, sorry.
Oh, well, don't worry, old chap. You'll find out soon enough. Meanwhile, I'm entirely at your disposal.
You understand, Gaskell, I didn't want to get into this. They hauled me down when they found out I could talk Malay.
Yeah, that's all right, Jamesy. No hard feelings.
They say they won't harm anyone on board. All they want is the gold.
Gold? What gold?
They opened the purser's bank. It wasn't there. Gaskell, I wouldn't cross those Malays. They can be pretty mean.
Listen, Jamesy, make it clear to them. If there was any gold, they could have it and welcome.
Now, look, Gaskell, I'm talking to you like your own brother. They mean business. They're going to use the boot, the Chinese boot. It's cruel torture.
The size is 9C.
Don't to them. Do it, man. You'll never be able to use that foot again.
Look, Jamesy, you've got as glib a tongue as any man. Use it. Tell them something.
I've talked my head off. It's no use.
Well, put your fingers in your ears.
They're tightening the screws. Come on, tell them, Gaskell. Where's that gold?
There isn't any gold.
Gaskell, don't be a fool. They break every bone in your foot. Tell them where the gold is, man.
Oh, there isn't any. There isn't any. I tell you there.
Ah, you blasted idiots. He's fainted. Now we'll have to bring him round again.
I don't know how many times I passed out, but the last time I came to, Jamesy was bending over.
Easy now. Take it easy, my boy. They're going away.
The boot is off?
Little Jamesy talked them out of it. Saved your poor foot. I told them there couldn't be any gold. No one could take that, what you did, and live.
They've gone, huh?
Just getting aboard the boat.
But what about Hey, Jamesy, look. Out there on deck. He's got the bombs. It's David's. It was David's, all right, and badly wounded from the looks of it, pulling himself along the rail with a pouch of Mill's bombs slung over his back. And then, something I'll remember as long as I live. He must have figured he was done. He pulled the pin on one of the bombs, let go of the rail, and fell to the deck of the Malay's boat, pouch and all. I counted 2. Then the whole world seemed to come apart. And after that, everything was quiet again.
I'm telling you, Dolly, Gaskell can't pin anything on us. Now, will you quit worrying?
Well, I ain't exactly worrying. I'm just thinking about what they did to his foot.
Well, it could have been a lot worse if I hadn't stopped them. Say, maybe we better burn that half of the 100-pound note. Where is it?
I hid it
Where?
in a cigarette tin in Gaskell's cabin.
In Gaskell's cabin? Are you out of your mind? Are you?
Come in.
Captain's compliments, sir, and will you come to his quarters?
Captain Gaskell wants him?
And if you don't mind, Miss Portland, he wants you, too.
Oh.
Now, let's get down to business. Cigarette, Dolly?
No, thanks.
Go ahead, they're yours. You left them here.
Well, I don't think I want any right now.
Relax, baby. There's nothing to worry about. The half of that 100-pound note isn't in that tin.
Huh?
I have it here, with a matching half.
Look here, Gaskell. What are you trying to...
Take it easy, Jamesy. Your turn is next.
Alan, I don't understand all
Now,
this.
it's very simple, Sir Guy. Half of this note was found on a dead pirate. The other half was hidden in her cigarette tin.
They most certainly match. These Chinese characters seem so familiar.
Jamesy McArdle, shipping symbol.
Say, now, that's queer. If I didn't know better, I'd swear I wrote those characters myself.
I'll swear you wrote them before any court.
Now, just a minute, Captain Gaskell. It's one thing to insinuate and quite another thing
Save
to...
your breath, Jamesy. We caught 2 of your men. They talked. Now then, how did you get the ship's guns? You couldn't have done a thing without them.
Well, you've been giving all the answers. Don't stop now.
All right, I won't. Dolly, you were the only one beside myself who knew where the key to the gunroom was. You took it out of my cabin, didn't you? You waited your chance and lifted it and gave it to Jamesy, didn't you? What a vicious little snake you are.
What's that to you?
Getting into my cabin because I trusted you.
Trust? When did you ever show any trust?
Sneaking in to do a double cross.
I did not.
Turning on your own people.
I didn't. I tell you I didn't.
You did. You sold out every decent person on this ship.
All right, I did. I took that key and I gave it to Jamesy. But why don't you ask me the reason why? I came to your cabin. I tried to warn you. You kicked me out.
Last night? Is that why you came in?
Yeah, last night. I'd have stuck with you, Alan. I'd have fought the whole darn world with you, but you wised me up to myself, all right. You taught me something last night. When a woman can love a man with every bit of her down to her fingernails, she can hate him in the same way. Now call your cops. Call every cop in the world. If you can dish it out, I can take it.
You fool. You hot-headed, crazy, wonderful fool. So, that's the way it is, Sybil, and I thought you ought to know before you went ashore.
How long do you think you'll be held here, Alan?
Well, that's hard to say. A few months, maybe. There'll be the trial, of course, and then I really should help to get the ship in shape. That's the least I can do. You understand.
Perfectly. I'll take the next P&O boat home. Alan, I came 15,000 miles to find you, and now you're farther away than ever.
Why, I think that's what I've been trying to tell you. Goodbye, Sybil.
Goodbye, Alan.
Well, Alan, the bank messages have come aboard for the gold.
I'm glad to get rid of it, Sir Guy. They'll find it in the chief engineer's toolbox.
Toolbox? Oh, I say, that's awfully good. I should never have thought of looking for it there.
That's what I figured.
Hmm?
Excuse me. Dolly.
Okay, I'm ready. You put the handcuffs on here or wait till we get ashore?
There won't be any handcuffs. Jamesy wants to take the whole rap. Says he forced you into it.
I don't want any favors. I'll take what's coming to me.
You'll do what I say.
Oh, yeah? Why should I?
Because I don't want my wife in jail.
Well, if you think that you... Wife? Did you say wife?
Suppose I did.
But what about her, Mrs. You know?
Yes, she's gone. She's taking the next boat home.
Oh, but Alan, you love her.
Well, sure I love her. But not the way I love you, Dolly. When I thought of Jamesy making a pass at you,
Oh, no, Alan, you can't. It wouldn't be fair. A no good dame like me.
I'll decide about that.
You mean you really would? You'd really marry me?
Well, not if you're going to make it such a blasted favor.
Oh, gee, Alan, you great big gorgeous sap.
Thank you. Thank you, Clark Gable, Anna Lee, Lucille Ball, and Douglas Dumbrill, for your delightful performances. The Lady Esther Screen Guild players are grateful indeed that you could be our guests.
Thank you, Mr. Bradley. We are all aware what fine work is being done by the Motion Picture Relief Fund and Clinic. We know that the benefits from this program support that work, and that makes our annual appearance with the Lady Esther Screen Guild players a real pleasure. We'll be back soon, and now, before we tell you about next week's program, here's a word from one of America's best-known beauty authorities, Lady Esther.
Thank you, Miss Ball. Ladies, do you know why I keep urging you to make the Lady Esther patch test? Because seeing is believing. And I want you to see with your own eyes exactly what happens when you apply Lady Esther four-purpose face cream to one cheek or some one part of your face. I want you to see the radiant new look of freshness and beauty that patch of skin takes on compared to the skin around it. And I want you to feel the difference. Feel how the dry, rough flakes have disappeared. So if you haven't made the patch test, please try it. Just rub some Lady Esther face cream on one cheek or some other section of your face. Just rub it on, wipe it off, and that's all there is to the patch test. But what you see in your mirror will astonish you, for that patch of skin will glow with new freshness and clarity, will look brighter and smoother than any of the skin around it. And when you touch it with your fingers, you'll discover that it's taken on a silky, petal-smooth softness, that the roughness and dryness are gone. And remember, you can prove all this so easily in just 30 seconds with the patch test.
Next week, the Lady Esther Screen Guild players will present San Diego, I Love You. It will star Edward Everett Horton, Louise Albritton, and John Hall. Be sure to listen. Clark Gable appeared through the courtesy of Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, producers of 30 Seconds Over Tokyo. Lucille Ball will soon be seen in the Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer picture Without Love. Anna Lee can currently be seen in the United Artists release Summer Storm. Douglas Dumbrill will soon be seen in the Paramount picture, Road to Utopia. Music on tonight's program was arranged and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. You save enough on the largest size jar of Lady Esther face cream to buy a box of Lady Esther face powder. So remember, ask for the largest size. This is Truman Bradley speaking for Lady Esther, saying thank you and good night. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System. Lady Esther presents the Screen Guild Players. Lady Esther Screen Guild play tonight, San Diego, I Love You. The starring players.
This is Edward Everett Horton.
This is Louise Albritton.
And this is John Hall.
Tonight, Lady Esther presents the Screen Guild players in Universal Pictures' delightful madcap comedy, San Diego, I Love You. It stars Louise Albritton as Virginia, John Hall as John, and Edward Everett Horton as Papa McCooley. The McCooleys live in Waterville. 3 young boys, a grown daughter, and Papa McCooley. Just an average small-town American family that...
I've got it. This time I've got it. Well, I had it.
An average family. You'll note I didn't say normal.
I've got it again. Eureka! At last, I've got it.
Pop, what is it? What's going on?
Oh, it's explosion, Pop. Blow your top again.
Now, fellow citizens of the McCooley Republic, our little McCooley family will go down in history.
Or up with one of your booby-trap inventions.
Now, come closer. Virginia, you two, Joey, Walter, come over here. Larry. Now, this time, your father has it.
Oh, you have, Pop? That's wonderful. What is it?
Virginia, I have at last perfected my one-man life raft. I have really, down to the very last detail. Look.
Oh, you mean that's it? In that little bag?
Gee, it's awful small, Pop.
Well, that's the beauty of it. Small and compact. But like a lady's purse, it contains everything under the sun but money. Now, look. Now, attention. You just pull the zipper like this, and it pops right out.
Hey,
See?
wonderful.
Hey, look, it's blowing up.
Yes, I know. That's right, Larry. That's automatic inflation.
What's inflation, Pop?
What is it? Why, it's... what questions? That's when you spend more to get less of something you really don't need in the first place.
Oh, now, Pop, that's a different kind of inflation.
Virginia, please. This is no time for technicalities.
Hey, look, the boat's all blown up. It looks a little like Uncle Herman.
Wonderful.
But, Papa, what was making all those explosions?
Well, you must have heard the noise of my waterproof rocket signals. That was the only thing holding up the invention, but I've got it now. You see, I shoot the signals out of this rocket gun.
Make the big pop again, Pop.
No, I'm sorry, Joey. I can't do it. The gun isn't loaded. I'm very careful that way. If it were loaded, you'd hold it this way. And then, you see, we'd take the... Oh. Well, anyway, you can see it works.
Just imagine if it was loaded.
Oh, listen. Hey, listen, kids. Listen to this telegram. Most favorably impressed by your one-man life raft. Suggest you come to San Diego for further tests. If successful, we may finance your invention. Signed, International Research Bureau by John Thompson Caldwell IV.
Golly, how did they know about the raft? Well, it's only a few thousand miles away. They could have heard the gun go off.
Oh, nonsense. I sent them the specifications myself. Papa doesn't even know. Oh, I can hardly wait to leave.
Whereabouts is San Diego, anyway?
Well, Mr. Calope was telling me at the cigar store. He says it's right between Del Mar and Tijuana.
Probably another suburb of Los Angeles.
On a gamble like that?
Oh, don't be silly, Walter. Of course he will.
I will not. I most certainly will not. That is definite, final, positive. In fact, I'm almost sure.
But, Pop, if we go...
No, we won't even discuss it. You'll confine our attentions entirely to dinner. Now, that's better. Virginia,
Yes?
are you thinking?
For me, Pop? Thinking what?
Well, I don't know. Whenever you start humming that tune that I... Joey, stop that. Stop it. Stop eating with food in your mouth.
Well, gee, what other way is there?
Oh, Pop, why won't you go to San Diego? You hate teaching history at Waterville High. And if your raft is successful, you'll be rich. Why, you can do all those things you've been dreaming about, like smoking cigars in public and everything.
How do you know what I've been dreaming about? You shouldn't stick your nose into my dreams at your age. I don't have time to sit up all night to be careful about what I dream just because you're nosy.
Remember, this is a McCooley Republic, Pop. We elected you president, but...
Walter, I've heard enough from you. Now, enough. If you have anything to say, don't say it.
That's dictator talk.
You said it, Larry. Come next November, he won't get my vote.
I don't want your vote.
I'll vote for you, Pop.
Thank you, Joey.
Can I have a bicycle, Pop? Listen to that. That old pork barrel.
Yeah, you see, Pop? You're just committing political suicide.
All right. So I don't get a fourth term. But right now I'm in the saddle, and what I say, whatever I say, must go.
Say Eleanor, Pop. She loves to go.
Any further motions? This dinner is adjourned. I'm going in and read my paper.
Look, kids, you know what I think? I think that if we really...
And Virginia, stop thinking. For the next to the last time, we are positively not going to San Diego. Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous, preposterous. It is absolutely...
Asinine?
Asinine, thank you. It's just a wild goose chase. Don't tell me it's a chase. To think you dared to call up the principal to say that I had quit.
Oh, not quit, Pop. Resign.
Yeah, there's a difference.
And then to go ahead and leave our nice little house. No job and no house. We don't even have a door for the wolf to come to. And this awful, horrible, crowded train.
Now, Pop, this drawing room's very comfortable.
Certainly it's comfortable. It's roomy. It's spacious. But it isn't ours. We're thieves. We're poochers. We're trespassers.
Well, it was empty, wasn't it? And we found it, didn't we? We can pay the difference. It's worth it to have all...
I beg your pardon.
Oh, hello.
I'm afraid there must be some mistake.
Oh, that's all right, young man. That's all right. Think nothing of it. We all make mistakes. Here, sit down. Have a hard-boiled egg. I'll shell it for you. I'll shell it.
I'm very sorry. That is, if I could get any other accommodations... Well, you see, this drawing room
Don't give it another thought, my boy. You can stay right here with us.
Pop says we're spacious.
Quiet. Now, fellow citizens of the McCooley Republic, all those in favor of having this gentleman join us, say aye.
Me too.
Well, I'm sure that's very kind of you, but you see... Good heavens.
Oh, it's only Walter. Sometimes he slips.
Is that slip absolutely necessary?
Well, after all, he has to practice.
Not on the train.
Well, what should we do? Throw him off? He's my brother, and he has to practice his trumpet. Huh, someday he might be another James.
Which one, Harry or Jesse?
Oh. Really?
Say, mister, I don't like you.
Well, I'm not so crazy about you either.
Now, just one moment. If you don't like it in here...
I don't like it here, and I know just what I can do.
Well, let me be the first to see you to the door. And now that you're not our guest anymore, let me tell you what I think...
Guest? Huh, I like that. Why, one word for me and...
Morning, sir. Everything all right?
Sure, wonderful, marvelous. I'm going up and riding the baggage car.
Now, what's he want to do that for? Got a perfectly good drawing room right here.
Porter, you mean this is his drawing room?
Lady, this is his railroad. That's Mr. John Thompson Caldwell Foth himself.
John Thompson Oh, my gosh, the Research Bureau. The name was on the telegram.
I never saw the like of it, Miss Lake. The minute I leave on a business trip, my whole organization falls apart. Send Wallace a memo. Tell him he's fired.
But, Mr. Caldwell, he's your personal assistant.
Fine assistance he gave me during my absence. Sending out all those telegrams, signing my names, filling the place with a lot of crackpot inventions. Oh, take that, will you?
Yes? Who? Oh, I see. Yes, I'll call you back. Mr. Caldwell, there's a young lady here to see you.
Is she pretty? What about?
She told the receptionist it was personal. Claims she took a trip with you.
Oh, another blackmailer, eh?
Shall I phone the police?
No, Miss Lake. I'll handle this one myself. Oh. Send her in.
Oh, you needn't bother. I'm in.
Huh?
Oh, hello again.
Oh, it's you.
Mr. Caldwell, you know her? Well, I should think he does know me. We shared a drawing room on the train. You did?
Now, don't jump to conclusions, Miss Lake. Now then, young lady.
Oh, honestly, I had to come. To explain, I mean. You see, I didn't know the room was yours, and well, afterward I tried to find you, but you seemed...
Oh, you mean that's your reason for coming here?
Well, naturally.
Oh, young lady, if I were you, I'd forget it. It's perfectly all right. I like riding in the cowcatcher. Now then, is there anything else?
Well, yes. It's about a raft.
Of what?
A raft. The McCooley Life Raft.
Oh, that idiotic contraption. I'm sorry, but I'm a very busy
Oh,
man.
that's what I was afraid of. You might be so busy you wouldn't have time to realize the McCooley Life Raft's the most important...
Please, anything I have to say about the raft will be said to the board of directors.
You're going to turn it down?
I most certainly am.
But you sent a telegram. You got us to come out here.
No, he didn't. His assistant did.
I don't care. It had his name. He made us resign and leave our house, and now...
I've had enough. Will you please get out?
Now he's trying to throw me out. Acting as if he owns the whole building.
He does.
Talking just like... He does? Oh, well, in that case,
In that case, if I may borrow a phrase, may I be the first to show you to the door. This way, please.
Well, all right. But if you're John Thompson Caldwell IV, I'll bet nature wishes she had stopped at the first.
Well, I must say that girl has plenty of spirit.
Do you think I was a bit harsh, Miss Lake?
She's attractive, too.
You mean, perhaps I should apologize?
I could still catch her if you wish.
Oh, no. I'll do it myself.
Oh, my eyes!
Oh, my goodness, I didn't know you were there. Don't move now, don't move. I'll be right with you. Miss Lake!
Yes, I saw it. The door caught her right in the eye.
Oh, this is awful. What'll I do?
I think she's going to have a lovely black eye. Whatever you do, you'd better do fast.
Oh, that's some black eye, lady. But don't you worry. I'm going to fix him up and nobody going to know you got him, huh?
Ha! Nobody but me.
And me, of course.
You got a black eye?
Well, no, I haven't, but...
That's too bad. You got a black eye. Give you a special price. One for $3, two for $5. Shall I give you one? It's a bargain.
Oh, no, thanks. I'm really sorry.
Hey, look, boys. I got a lady black eye.
That's some shiner, sister. Who gave it to you? Him?
Oh, no, he didn't do it. Well, that is, he didn't mean to.
Listen to her trying to alibi the big lug. Say, why do dames stick up for guys what beat them, huh?
I didn't beat her. She was hit in the eye by a door.
Fine thing to hit a lady with a door.
Oh, but you see, he didn't... Well, he did in a way, but don't you see it was an accident?
Now it's an accident.
Look, are you trying to say that
We
I...
ain't saying nothing. The lady said it, chum.
I want to make it perfectly clear that I did not hit the lady in the eye.
Oh, now you're calling her a liar.
I'm doing no such thing.
Oh, so you're calling me a liar, huh?
Well, how do I get into these things? Look, I don't want any trouble,
He
but...
don't want no trouble, excepting with dames.
Yeah, I've stood about enough of this. If any of you guys make one more remark...
No white feeder's going to threaten me.
Oh, no, you don't. Here, take that.
Johnny, get up. Are you all right?
Well, I don't know. How do I look?
Oh, thank goodness. For a minute there, I thought you were going... Oh. What's so... Delay! The way you passed up a bargain.
Hey, bargain? What are you talking about?
Oh, you're right. Johnny, now we can get them fixed 2 for
The curtain falls on Act One of the Lady Esther Screen Guild Players. And now the spotlight is on you. How does your skin look in the glare of bright lights? If you really want to know, well, here's how Lady Esther says you can find out.
When a doctor undertakes to treat you for an illness, he asks first for symptoms. Then he tries to find the cause of these symptoms. Well, skin troubles are symptoms, too. Big pore openings, blackheads, dry, rough skin. All these are symptoms that something's wrong. Often it means that the pore openings are clogged, that hidden dirt and impurities are buried deep in these tiny depressions. Now, the reason Lady Esther Face Cream not only beautifies, but greatly benefits your skin is just this. It removes the chief cause of many skin troubles. It cleans the skin so thoroughly that it's able to function again as nature intended. It gets way down into those clogged pore openings. It loosens those stubborn little pellets of dirt so they wipe off quickly and easily. It loosens and absorbs the dry skin flakes. leaves the surface of your skin radiant with new life, new freshness. And I ask the chance to prove all this. I ask you to make the Lady Esther patch test. Just rub a little Lady Esther 4-purpose face cream on one cheek, wipe it off, and look in your mirror. Compare that cheek with the other. See how much fresher and cleaner it looks. Touch it with your fingers. Feel how smooth it's become, like the delicate, satiny feel of a baby's cheek. Now that's what will happen to your entire face when you use Lady Esther 4-purpose face cream. For it does all the 4 things your skin needs most for beauty. 1, it thoroughly cleans your skin. 2, it softens your skin. 3, it helps nature refine the pores. And 4, it leaves a smooth, perfect base for powder. You can prove all this with the patch test. And remember, the patch test takes only 30 seconds. In just 30 seconds, half a minute, you can see for yourself what a great improvement Lady Esther 4-purpose face cream makes in your skin.
And now, Lady Esther presents the second act of San Diego, I Love You, starring John Hall, Edward Everett Horton, and Louise Albritton. Well, one black eye just leads to another, and Virginia and Johnny get pretty chummy. So chummy, they make an evening of it. A very late evening, in fact, and the following morning, Pop McCooley is quite properly perturbed.
Just outrageous, that's all it is. Just outrageous to stay out so late at night in a strange city. Leave me here worried and frantic like this. Why, it's brazen. It's shameful. It's
Unregenerate?
Don't change the subject.
Oh, Pop, you know what? I know Johnny will help us. If I can just convince him the raft is good.
Yes, but you can't convince him beating him to thinking it's good. Go about beating people, the first thing you know, they'll get so they don't like you.
Well, I will convince him. I'm sure I will. I'm going to meet him this morning at the zoo.
At the zoo? You mean you'll throw him to the lions?
Oh.
Good heavens, I've raised a bully. That's all. I've just raised a bully.
Oh, don't you worry, Pop. Just leave it to me. I'll let you know what happened later.
Boys, quick, after her, quick.
You mean follow her, Pop?
Yes, and don't dare to let her get out of your sight. They mustn't be alone together, not for a single moment.
Why not?
Why not? Why, because he's so rich and she's so pretty. And, well, all the wolves in that zoo won't be behind bars.
Virginia, I'm so glad we've got this chance to be alone. You don't know what it means to me.
Well, I know what it means to me. And there's so many things I want...
Hiya, Virginia.
How's every little thing?
We just saw the giraffe's neck. It sure is long.
John, these are my brothers. Boys, this is Mr. Caldwell.
I don't want to see a wolf. I want to see a monkey.
Well, what do you think you're making of me?
Oh, come on. Let's go over and see the birds.
Yeah, I'd like to see a stork. Stork? Boy, are you dumb.
Virginia, could I see you alone for a moment?
Oh, of course. Excuse me, boys. What is it, John?
Oh, look, this is impossible. I've got to see you alone.
Well, I know, but where?
See, I've got an idea. I have a boat down at the harbor. I thought that maybe you...
See, I heard that. I heard what you said.
Oh, wait.
He's got a boat. They're going down it. That's what he said. I heard him. The man said that.
Say, that's swell. We'll all go down.
Pop, too. He's crazy about boats. You ought to see him paddle.
I'd love to see him paddle, and I don't mean boats.
Johnny, I'm terribly sorry.
Oh, that's all right. Well, shall we head for the harbor?
Oh, yes. Yes, of course. I tell you go along, John, and take the boys with you.
What about you?
Oh, I'll be there. I'm going to stop and get my water wings. Oh, Miss Lake, I've simply got to have the raft. I've just got to, that's all.
Well, it ought to be in here somewhere. Oh, these inventions piled up so while Mr. Caldwell was away.
Oh, wait, I think I see it.
Where?
Yeah, there it is, right at the bottom.
Well, can you get it out?
Oh, I think so. Here, you hold these other things.
All right,
Oh,
Look
that's
out now,
it.
be careful.
Oh, I'm getting it.
golly. You've ripped your raft. What a shame. Now you won't even be able to try it.
Oh, yes, I will. I'll patch it up.
With what?
Well, you can't sew it. You can't vulcanize it. You can't get rubber cement or... Oh, gosh, am I going to have to chew a lot of gum? Well, you see, John, I thought we were coming down anyway, and it wouldn't hurt to bring the raft along.
Well, if that's the only reason you came.
Oh, but it isn't. I had other reasons, too.
Virginia, you mean that...
You, Mr. Caldwell, I want you to understand that I had no hand in this. In fact, I put my foot down.
Gee, Papa's all hands and feet.
Oh, really, Johnny? It's such a swell raft. Why not give it a try?
Well, if it means so very much to you.
Oh, Pop, you hear?
Oh, that's wonderful. It's marvelous. What is it, Virginia?
It's time to get started.
Oh, of course. Naturally, of course. Well, you see, Mr. Caldwell, you pull the zipper like this, and it pops right out. Then it blows itself up. You see, it has automatic inflation.
I know what inflation is. You don't need it at all.
Oh, Joey, hush.
Now, all we have to do is to drop the raft into the water. There we are.
So far, so good.
Now, if you'll just step into the raft, Mr. Caldwell.
Huh? Who, me?
Yes.
Oh, sure. Go ahead, John. It's perfectly safe.
Perfectly.
Well, all right, but this is against my better judgment. There. What now?
Well, now, one of the most important features, Mr. Caldwell, a waterproof signal to attract planes or boats. You'll find a special pistol in the raft.
Oh, yes, I've got it. Tell me, how does it work?
Well, just pull the trigger, young man.
Oh.
That's it. A perfect demonstration.
Perfect, Pop?
Absolutely perfect.
Well, gee, then why is the water up to Mr. Caldwell's neck?
Oh, good heavens. Here, catch this rope.
Oh, forget about saving me. I'm not important. Here, catch this pack of cigarettes.
Oh, well, I know how Johnny must have felt, being dumped into the harbor like that. But if he'd only see me and let me explain that I patched the raft with chewing gum.
Oh, now, my dear, that's past and done with. There's no use of crying over spilt boyfriends.
Oh.
Shall we continue our packing?
Oh, we might as well. Oh, Pop, I phoned the principal of the high school. He said if you got back by next Monday, he'd consider you unresigned.
Oh, that's very sweet of you, Virginia.
Anybody home in there?
Why, of course. Come in.
Package from the Research Bureau.
Oh, it's the raft.
Boy, is that all? No note, no message?
No note, no message, no nothing, lady.
Well, I guess that's that.
And I'm so sorry, Virginia, but if you'd only told me the raft was torn, you could have used my rubber cement.
Rubber cement? You mean you got some?
Yes, indeed. A half a bottle. It's pre-war, too.
Oh, that's glorious. It's wonderful. It's
Super duper.
Super duper. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Oh, Pop, we'll show Mr. Smarty yet.
Show him, my dear girl. Show him. Show him what?
Well, I'll use that rubber cement to fix up the raft, and then I'll row it across the harbor myself.
Come in, please. Come in.
Oh, excuse me. I don't mean to intrude.
Hey, look who's here.
It's Mr. Caldwell.
Could you tell me where Virginia is?
Sure, we could tell you.
And will you be surprised?
Young man, can you explain the reason for your presence here?
Why, yes, sir. I meant to tell Virginia first, but, well, you see, we've conducted some experiments and...
You mean with my raft?
Is Papa success?
Are we going to be rich?
Well, reasonably so. Now then, where's Virginia?
Well, right now, she's sailing the raft across the harbor.
Alone?
Yes, I thought that I ought to finish the packing, just in case.
Holy smoke. She'll drown. We've got to save her.
Oh, don't worry. She's used rubber cement. The reason the raft sank in the first time
Well, that's what I mean. The only part of the raft that held together was the spot she patched with the chewing gum. Oh, come on, let's go before it's too late.
Sailing over the bounding main.
Hey, Virginia!
Virginia, hold on.
What do you mean, hold on? I'm doing all right.
Oh, thank heavens you're safe.
Well, why shouldn't I be? It's working perfectly, just like I told you. Hey!
Oh, look out!
She's gone under. She's gone under.
Oh, I knew she would. I fall apart. Here, throw her a line.
Virginia, cat!
Have you got it, darling?
Oh, yes. I'm all right.
Well, what's so funny?
Your eye. You smacked it again.
Well, you needn't laugh. If that's the only reason you came out here, you can...
But it isn't, Virginia. Honey, will you marry me?
No.
Well, why not?
Well, I'm too wet. Besides, you just feel sorry for me, that's all. We're so poor and you're so rich and everything.
Oh, now don't be silly. You're not poor anymore.
We're not? You mean the raft?
I mean those waterproof signals. Your father just happened to invent one of the most powerful explosives the world has ever known.
Oh.
Great Godfrey, a left-handed inventor.
Oh.
How about it, Virginia? What do you say?
Well, all I can say is...
Well, what did she say?
She said if you'll promise to love, honor, and obey and not give her any more black eyes and not take her to the zoo anymore and be nice to the kids and buy my invention for $100,000, I think she said yes.
But will she live in San Diego?
San Diego, I love you.
Thank you, Edward Everett Horton, Louise Albritton, and John Hall for a delightful performance.
Oh, well, we ought to thank you, Mr. Bradley, because it's really been wonderful fun. We're always delighted to appear with the Lady Esther Screen Guild players because we know what wonderful work's being done by the Motion Picture Relief Fund and its country house. A work made possible by these radio broadcasts. Mr. Horton will be back in a moment, but first a word from one of America's foremost beauty authorities, Lady Esther.
Thank you, Miss Albritton. Ladies, if there was ever a face cream made for busy women who want to look their best, it's Lady Esther 4-Purpose Face Cream. For this one cream by itself does all the 4 things the skin needs most for beauty. The patch test proves it. So make the Lady Esther patch test at your very first opportunity. Here's all you do. Just rub a little Lady Esther 4-Purpose Face Cream on one part of your face, like your forehead, chin, or one cheek. Rub it on, wipe it off, and look in your mirror. See how much fresher and clearer that patch of skin looks than all the skin around it. Touch it. Feel how the dry, rough flakes are gone. Now that's what will happen to your entire face when you apply Lady Esther 4-Purpose Face Cream. It will waken to instant new life and freshness. It will look smoother, feel softer, take on a radiant, new, youthful appearance. Many women who thought they were born with a bad skin write and tell me they see an exciting difference after the very first application of Lady Esther 4-Purpose Face Cream.
And now, here is Edward Everett Horton.
May I remind you of something? This war isn't over, not by a long shot. The closer to Berlin and Tokyo our armies drive, the longer our battle lines, and the more it takes to keep our boys fighting. Buy some boy an extra chance for life. Buy that extra war bond today.
Next week, the Lady Esther Screen Guild players will present The Age of Innocence. It will star John Payne and Merle Oberon. Be sure to listen. Edward Everett Horton, Louise Albritton, and John Hall can now be seen in San Diego, I Love You, a Universal picture whose current release is the Technicolor production Can't Help Singing. Music on tonight's program was arranged and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. You save enough on the largest size jar of Lady Esther face cream to buy a box of Lady Esther face powder. So remember, ask for the largest size. Truman Bradley speaking. Thank you and good night. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System. Lady Esther presents the Screen Guild Players. The Lady Esther Screen Guild play tonight, The Age of Innocence. The starring players.
This is Merle Oberon.
This is John Payne.
Tonight, Lady Esther presents the Screen Guild players in the RKO picture, The Age of Innocence, a poignant story of old New York based on the famous novel by Edith Wharton. It stars Merle Oberon as Ellen Mingott and John Payne as Newland Archer. The Lady Esther Screen Guild players in The Age of Innocence.
Look, Nancy, I've only got 2 days' leave. Why waste good time on an old picture album?
Well, when you marry me, you marry my family. You want to know something about him, don't you?
I know you. That's enough for me.
Oh, silly. This was my grandfather, Grandpa Newland.
Sideburns, huh? What was he made up for?
Johnny, don't be disrespectful. And this one was my grandmother, May. She was very young then.
Not bad, not bad. Say, who's that other gal?
Oh, that was Grandma's cousin Ellen. She was a countess.
Sure looks like she had plenty of zing.
I've always thought she was very beautiful. You know, ever since I was a kid, I've wondered about her and asked about her, but the family never says very much, and... Well, sometimes I just wish she could talk.
And if I could talk, what would I say? How could I make you understand? New York was different then. It was so formal and so prim. The social customs rigid as Milady's stays. And still I felt I must go back. I must go home. Although I knew there would be talk. Oh, yes. I knew how busy tongues would wag.
My dear, have you heard? Ellen Mingott is back.
But she lived in Europe for years and years. What in the world would bring her home now?
They say she's left her husband, Count Olenska. There's been talk of a scandal.
Oh, how simply disgraceful. Of course, she won't be accepted in decent society.
Oh, you underestimate her grandmother Mingott.
You mean that Mrs. Mingott would even dare?
Oh, yes, indeed. Tonight, in fact, she's bringing her to May Welland's engagement reception.
Granny, do you think I should have come? Doesn't New York society consider me suspect?
Let society think what it wishes, Ellen. I made the rules here for 20 years.
Granny! Ellen!
Oh, there's your cousin May now.
Granny, here's Newland. I captured him for you.
Hello there, Granny Mingott.
Oh, what sort of a greeting is that, young man? Don't I get a kiss?
You most certainly do.
Oh, makes me feel young again.
Cousin May, I think we're lucky to get him in the family.
I think so, too. Newland, you remember my cousin Ellen?
Ellen Mingott? Of course.
That was all. Just those few words. And then you smiled at me, Newland, and took my hand. And somehow in that very first moment, I think I knew why I'd come home. But it wasn't until later that evening we had a chance to talk alone. And really, I never meant to say what I did. It started as a simple conversation, quite proper,
Did
quite
you have
polite.
a pleasant trip over, Countess?
Very, thank you.
I suppose you see lots of changes in New York.
Yes, and in the people, too.
The people? How?
Oh, everyone is so kind to me now. And I left here broken-hearted, my whole life over.
But you were only a child.
I was 8, and I'd suffered a very cruel disappointment. I'd been publicly snubbed by my secret hero.
Why, not really.
Oh, yes. It happened at Cousin May's birthday party. He wouldn't dance with me. I was too little.
Why, the nasty little wretch.
Yes, weren't you?
You should have just... Me? Are you trying to say that was...
Really, you know, you were such a horrid little boy.
But I don't understand. I mean that...
Don't worry. I forgave you years ago.
Are you sure?
If you wish, I'll prove it. I'll give you that poor lost dance right now.
Now?
You won't refuse me this time, will you?
Why, of course not. And I'll never believe that I ever did.
Newland, my dearest, if you'd only guessed what it meant to me, after all those weary years, to be home, to see you again, to hear your voice. But you belonged to May. You loved each other. I told myself I had no right. I must fill my life with something else. And so I tried. Not always wisely, perhaps, but I tried. And Granny was a little worried, I think.
Is that you, Ellen? Come in. I'm just having my tea.
Oh, Granny, how wonderful. How would you guess I'd be chilled to the bone?
Well, if you must go driving in cold weather like this, 2 lumps of sugar.
Thanks. And I wasn't driving. I was walking.
With whom, my dear?
With Mr. Beaufort.
A married man.
I thought his wife would be along, but it seems she doesn't like the cold. This tea is good.
Ellen, you know what the Beaufort reputation is. No nice woman would be seen walking up Fifth Avenue with him in broad daylight.
Darling, would you rather I'd walk with him at night?
Would I rather you... Oh, that's very good. As good an answer as I've ever had.
As a matter of fact, we were out on business. Mr. Beaufort helped me find a charming house.
A house? Ellen, child, you're not leaving me.
Darling, you've been very sweet, wanting me to stay with you. But it's time I set up for myself again.
But in a house? Alone?
I'll have my maid with me. Really, Granny, it'll be better that way. I won't have to see so much of the family. And they'll feel less embarrassed, too. I mean, when the action starts.
Action? What on earth are you talking about?
I stopped in to see Mr. Blair today. I've asked him to get me a divorce.
A divorce?
And there's no use arguing. My mind's made up, Granny. There's absolutely nothing you can say.
Indeed there is, and I'll say it right now. I'll have another cup of tea.
I'm a little early, I believe. I have an appointment with Mr. Blair.
Yes, madame. This way, please. The Countess Olenska, sir.
Come in, Ellen.
Why, Newland. This is such a surprise.
Why, you knew I was with Mr. Blair's firm.
Yes, I did, in a way, but...
Well, he had to leave for Washington quite suddenly, so he asked me to take over your case. Won't you sit down?
Thank you. And how is May? She promised to come to see my little house.
Well, she's been so busy. You know they're leaving for Florida this week.
Yes, of course. Newland, I'm so glad you're going to handle my case. Mr. Blair's so old, it's hard to make him understand. He feels with the family that I'm making a mistake.
Ellen, are you sure you aren't?
But Newland...
If your husband chooses to fight the case, he'll say things that'll be unpleasant, that will be painful and disagreeable to you.
Yes, I know, but I thought
Your family, the people who are fondest of you, feel that no advantage you might gain could possibly be worth the damage to your reputation.
I see.
You mustn't think I'm blaming you for anything that might have happened. You were lonely and unhappy.
No, not always lonely. Newland, I'm not mincing words. You mustn't expect me to. I want my freedom. I'm not going to pretend.
Pretend?
I'm a woman who must have love, who must be loved. Do you think I'm horrible to say that?
No. I think you're being very honest.
Then don't you see? Don't you think maybe it's not too late for me, even now? Maybe I can start all over, choose for myself, as you have. One from all the rest. Lover, companion, friend, everything. Like you and May.
But there are so many others to think of.
Yes. I thought you'd say that.
Think of Granny Mingott. She loves you, Ellen. She'd stand by you, but it would break her heart. And all the rest of the family. If I didn't show you how they feel, what it would do to them, it wouldn't be fair of me, would it?
No, it wouldn't be fair. Very well, I'll think it over.
Ellen, if you only knew, I do so want to help.
I know you do. Thank you, dear cousin. And goodbye.
It's not right, it's not fair, it's not...
Beg pardon, sir. Is anything wrong?
Wrong? The whole confounded world is wrong.
What was it, Newland? Was it just pity? Sympathy? A feeling of sorrow because I was lost? Or was it something else? What made you send me roses one day without a card? What took you past my house one afternoon? What made you pause, turn halfway to the door, then hurry on again? And then, at last one evening, what was it really that brought you inside?
I've been meaning to come see your house. I rather like it, Ellen.
I like it, too. Though, of course, the neighborhood isn't very fashionable. Newland, why is it that all your fashionable houses have to be the same color?
I guess because we're afraid of being different. It's something I've thought a good deal about lately. I must confess, I've been thinking about you, too.
About me?
Yes, I've changed my mind. I think you're entitled to your freedom. I want to help you get it.
But what about all the things you said?
It's your life and your happiness.
You've a right to decide these things for yourself.
The family.
Oh, hang the family. The family's wrong, and so was I.
I don't think so, Newland.
But, Ellen, you wanted so much.
I know. But I've been doing some thinking, too. It's better if I just forget about my divorce.
Better for whom?
Better for everyone.
You're bringing in the family again. And now I'm only concerned with you and your happiness.
Newland, do you really want me to be happy?
Of course I do.
Then you must run along and let me change. I'll be late for Granny's.
Well, I'm very sorry. I didn't mean...
You're such a dear. By the way, when are you planning to be married?
Not till next fall. May's family believes in long engagements.
Oh, silly. You've known each other all your lives. Newland, will you do something for me?
Anything? What?
I do so want to see you happy. Write to May in Florida. Tell her you want to be married at once. Will you?
Yes. I'll write tomorrow.
Promise?
I promise.
Good night, then. And oh, I'm sorry. I never thanked you for the roses.
Rose? How did you know? I sent no card.
Newland, sometimes I wonder what you're going to be when you grow up. Good night. I tried so hard. And Newland, you tried too. You tried to deny what you had found in your heart. How carefully we managed not to meet or talk for fear that one of us might speak the truth. Long, lonely days, and even lonelier nights. Until the Van Lydens asked me up for the weekend. I didn't know you'd be there, but you were. They'd asked you, too. And then at last we were alone. You were so grave and quiet, but your eyes were eager. I think I was a little frightened then. I tried to make small talk. I said, "This is such a lovely old room, isn't it?" Newland?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was saying it's such a lovely old room.
The house has been here since 1610.
The fire, too? Has it been burning on the hearth all these hundreds of years?
No. I think it flamed into life when you came in, as everything else does. Ellen, dear.
Oh, no, please, we mustn't. They'll be getting back from church.
I don't care. I don't care about anything in the world but you, Ellen.
I can't fight anymore. I can't. Hold me close, Newland. Don't let me go. Ever.
Darling. But you're crying. Why?
Because I feel that all in one moment I'd been born and had died.
But this is the first moment we've ever lived. It's all so simple for us now.
For us. And for May?
May will understand. I'll tell her everything. She'll give me my freedom.
Newland, she's so young, so innocent. We can't steal from her.
How can you steal what she doesn't have? It's you I love, only you, Ellen. I'll go to her. I'll make her see it's my fault.
Newland, you young scamp, where are you?
It's Granny. They're back.
Well, this is where you've been hiding. We've a little surprise for you, young man. He's in here, May.
May?
Newland, darling.
May, you're home. I thought that...
We got in from Florida this morning. When I learned you were here... Oh, Newland, they've consented. Papa and Mom have consented, dearest. We're going to be married right away.
The curtain falls on Act One of the Lady Esther Screen Guild Players. And now the spotlight is on you. How does your skin look in the glare of bright lights? If you really want to know, well, here's an interesting experiment Lady Esther asks you to make.
I'm going to ask you to do a strange thing. I'm going to ask you to shut your eyes tight. Right now, while you're listening to me, shut your eyes and run your fingers gently over your face. You see, in the dark, your sense of touch becomes much sharper. What do you feel as your fingers explore your skin? Do you feel a lovely smoothness, like the soft touch of satin? Or does your skin feel a little dry and flaky? Do you feel little bumps here and there? Now you can get rid of that dryness with Lady Esther 4-Purpose Face Cream. You can instantly make your skin look and feel smoother, younger, finer textured. And I make no claims I'm not prepared to prove. I ask you to make the Lady Esther patch test. I ask you to compare results with the results from any cream you've ever used, regardless of price. To make the test, just rub a little Lady Esther face cream on one patch of skin, like your forehead, chin, or cheek. Wipe it off, and then see and feel the difference. See how much fresher and clearer it looks than all the skin around it. Feel how the dry, rough flakes are gone. And remember, what happens to that one cheek will happen to your entire face when you use Lady Esther face cream. For 1, it thoroughly cleans your skin. 2, it softens your skin. 3, it helps nature refine the pores. And 4, it leaves a smooth, perfect base for powder. Remember, these are facts you can prove for yourself. The patch test takes only 30 seconds. And in 30 seconds, half a minute, you can see and feel the exciting difference Lady Esther face cream makes in your skin.
And now, Lady Esther presents the second act of The Age of Innocence, starring John Payne as Newland Archer and Merle Oberon as Ellen Mingut. Ellen continues our story.
May was so young, so terribly happy. We couldn't bear to break her heart. And so you were married, Newland, my dearest. And almost before I realized that you were gone, you and May, to Europe on your honeymoon. You were gone, but that didn't make it any easier for me. I was waiting, Newland, waiting for you. And then at last you were back, but I couldn't face you. Yes, I ran away that afternoon. I went to the park, hoping you'd be gone when I returned to the house. But they wouldn't have it that way. They sent you after me.
Ellen!
Newland. Oh.
I'm all out of breath. I've been walking so fast. I was so afraid I wouldn't find you. I was almost ready to shout.
That's silly.
I've been looking forward so long to seeing you. I thought perhaps you'd gone, and even now I can't believe it. It might all be a dream, only you're so much more than I remembered.
Newland, you mustn't.
I won't say anything you don't want me to. I promise I won't. If only you won't go away. If only I can see you sometimes, just to know you're near, to talk to you.
Newland, they'll be waiting for us at Granny's. I think we'd better go back.
Ellen, my dear.
Yes?
Why have you hidden yourself out here in the conservatory? Why have you run away from our party?
Newland, please go back inside. If anyone found us out here together...
Oh, don't worry. I won't even touch your hand. I wouldn't dare. If I did, I'd have to take you in my arms.
You promised. You said that if I came tonight...
I know I promised. I'd promise anything for the chance of seeing you. And then when I do, I forget my promises. I forget everything, but... Ellen, I've got to see you alone.
No.
Tomorrow afternoon.
No.
The Museum of Art. I'll be waiting for you.
Newland.
Yes?
How many times have we met here like this?
I've never counted them. Each time I feel it's the first. Ellen, you're not going to stop.
I'm afraid that Granny has an idea. Every afternoon now she thinks of 1,000 things she wants me to do.
I know. Blair, too. He's sending me to Washington again tonight.
Oh, for how long?
2 or 3 days, perhaps a week. Sometimes I think they're all banded together, watching, pretending not to, trying to keep me from seeing you.
Yes, I felt it, too.
Ellen, I can't go on like this, living on a few stolen moments. I've got to tell May. I'll throw myself on her generosity
And undo everything we've done to protect her? Besides, what would be the use? If the family dreaded my divorce, do you think for a moment they'd allow May?
And then to the devil with the family. We'll go away. Away from everything. To some place where people can be free.
And where is that place? Has anyone ever found it? Over there, we think it's here. And here, we think it's over there.
We'll find it, darling. We'll find it together.
Oh, my dearest, it's not fair. To know that life is slipping by, and after that, Only death and dust and oblivion and... Newland, take me to Washington with you tonight.
But May, my dear child, are you positive?
Yes, Granny. We've been seen together, and Newland has seemed so strange, so far away. He's been kind, of course, but...
What are you going to do about it?
Well, Newland's going to Washington tonight. I thought I'd ask Ellen to stay with me. Perhaps if I could talk to her.
Yes. Ellen loves you very much.
And I love her. I really...
Granny, where are you, darling?
There she is. You can ask her now. In the sunroom, Ellen.
Dearest, I didn't mean to be so long. Oh, May.
Hello, Ellen. I came over to ask you...
Darling, not now. I'm in such a rush. I'm going out of town tonight.
Out of town?
Oh, I'll be back soon, and we can have a nice long talk. You'll excuse me, won't you? I've simply got to pack.
Oh, Granny.
You're not giving up.
But if she's going away...
She hasn't gone yet. Why don't you go upstairs? Maybe you can help her. Pack.
Conductor, are you sure this is the only train for Washington?
Yes, sir. All aboard, please.
And that's the only gate?
That's all.
It's strange she said she'd be here. If anything has happened to her...
We're starting, sir. You getting on?
No, Conductor, I've changed my mind. Jenkins, is Countess Olenska here?
Why, no, sir. She's gone.
How long ago did she leave?
Oh, I should say they left
They?
about...
You mean someone was with her?
The family, sir. They're seeing her off. I understand it was quite sudden, sir.
Seeing her off sudden? Jenkins, what are you trying to say?
The Countess is sailing for Europe, sir.
And so, once more you came to me, Newland, after all the others had gone. There was only the barest moment left. You looked so wild and angry as you came striding down the deck.
Ellen! Darling, what's the meaning of this?
Newland, I didn't expect to see you. I'm so glad you came to say goodbye.
Goodbye? But, darling, our plans are...
Newland, please. It has to be this way.
Who says it has to be this way? Who says it has to be?
Darling, please help me. Don't make it any harder.
Did you really think you could do this to us?
Oh, my dearest, please.
I don't blame you for not wanting to hide our love in the dark as though we're ashamed of it, but to run away like this...
Darling, there's the whistle. I have to go.
I warn you, I'll be coming over on the next boat. I'll follow you. If it's just to touch your hand, I'll follow you across the world.
Newland, listen to me, dear. I love you for saying that. I love you for all the things you are. I'd ask nothing more than that our dreams come true. But your place is here. With your wife and your child.
Child?
May told me about it this afternoon.
A child? I didn't know.
All visitors ashore, please. All visitors ashore.
This is goodbye, Newland. And yet, it's not goodbye. Wherever I go, whatever I do, you'll be with me, darling, in my heart, through all my life, through all that might come afterward. Newland, my dearest, I've always loved you. I always will.
Say, Nancy. Hey, Nancy.
Oh, I'm sorry, Johnny. I was dreaming over this picture, I guess. Johnny, do you think she had a happy life?
Well, 2 will get you 5. All you have to do is look at her. I'll bet she was the happiest of the whole darn lot.
Thank you, Merle Oberon and John Payne, for appearing with the Lady Esther Screen Guild players tonight. We are grateful indeed for your fine performances.
We're glad to be here, Mr. Bradley. We look forward to our appearances with the Lady Esther Screen Guild players because we know that the benefits from these programs go to support the Motion Picture Relief Fund Country House. And now, before we tell you about next week's program, here's a word from one of America's best-known beauty authorities, Lady Esther.
Thank you, Miss Oberon. Ladies, I'd like you to see with your own eyes exactly what happens when you apply Lady Esther Four-Purpose Face Cream to one part of your face. I'd like you to see the look of freshness and clarity that patch of skin takes on. I'd like you to feel the difference. Feel how much softer and smoother that patch of skin has become. That's why I ask you to make the Lady Esther patch test. It will show you in 30 seconds more than I could tell you in an hour. Here's all you do. Rub a little Lady Esther face cream on one cheek or on one part of your forehead or chin. Wipe it off and then look in your mirror. See how clean and fresh that patch of skin looks. Run your fingers over your face. Feel the silky, petal-smooth softness of it. Now, what happened to that one patch of skin will happen to all your face when you apply Lady Esther face cream, for it does the 4 things your skin needs most for beauty. Many women who thought they were born with a bad skin write and tell me they see an exciting difference after the very first application. Convince yourself. Feel with your fingertips how much smoother your skin becomes, and see how much more beautiful your face powder looks after just one application of Lady Esther face cream.
Next week, the Lady Esther Screen Guild players will present Walt Disney's Pinocchio. It will star Fanny Bryce as Baby Snooks and Hanley Stafford as Daddy. Be sure to listen. Merle Oberon can soon be seen in the Columbia picture A Song to Remember. John Payne can soon be seen in the 20th Century Fox production, The Dolly Sisters. Music on tonight's program was arranged and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. You save enough on the largest size jar of Lady Esther face cream to buy a box of Lady Esther face powder. So remember, ask for the largest size. This is Truman Bradley speaking for Lady Esther, saying thank you and good night, everyone. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.